All right, everyone, we're going to get started here in just two and a half minutes at 11:02. We're going to get our live stream rolling if we can get everyone to speak at that golf level, and we will make announcements at 11:02.
We're going to be, oh shoot.
That's fine.
Okay, I'm turning those on. I'm ready. Hello and welcome to the 2025 USA Jigsaw Nationals. We're so excited to have you joining us today. I am Valerie Coit, your host from the USA JPA board. I'm one of the organizers of this event, and I am joined today by somebody very exciting. E.B. Caron is joining me as my co-host, so say hello.
Hi, everyone. So excited to watch this round with you.
Yeah, we're super excited. We can't wait to see all the puzzling action. We're going to get started in just a few moments. We're going to cut to Allie, and she's going to give us a few announcements and get the countdown going, and then we'll get started. So see you in a sec.
All right, everyone, are you ready to puzzle? We are so excited to have you all here for the USA Jigsaw Nationals 2025 Individuals Heat number 1. Welcome. We have 200 of you in this heat, one of 3 heats for the day. You will have 1.5 hours to complete this 500-piece puzzle that no one has seen yet. The top 66 of you, the fastest 66 of you, will advance to our finals on Sunday. So get excited for that. We are just going to review a few rules really quick, and then we will get started. So while you're hanging out, make sure everyone's done a really good job so far. No one's opened their bag. Nice job. Also, please don't move your name tags. They have them set a very particular way on purpose so they can make sure to record your time as fast as possible. Everyone's belongings should be under their table, out of the way for the other puzzlers. If you have corrections to make to your name, go ahead and make that on your sheet before you get that turned in. They'll make the correction on our system. Please make sure that all distractions are off. We don't want to be loud. We want to be good puzzle neighbors, so make sure that any sort of phone is off. Make sure you keep all humming to a minimum, none, and make sure your headphones are, please, not so loud that your neighbor can hear them. For anyone wondering, you have these brand new table dividers on your table to make sure your pieces stay on your side so you don't have to worry about them. Thank you to Zacco Puzzle Boards for those. They are a prototype because he got them to us at the last minute, our last minute request. He got them to us, and we will have even bigger, better ones next year. Please note that you must leave the paper on your table. It must stay on your table. And please make sure any adjustments you make to it don't affect your neighbor. And please make sure that that paper doesn't stick out from your table so that people could run into it. It's best for everyone. All right. Okay, so how do we get this started? So we'll do a countdown in just a moment, and once we count down and say go, the timer will start, and that's when you can start opening your bag, opening your puzzle. Hot tip is to keep that puzzle bag near your table so that you don't have pieces flying like certain things that we've seen on Instagram. You all know who I'm talking about. Yeah. In the case that all of your puzzle tags should be cut, you should be able to get into that puzzle box right away. If for some chance you're not able to do so, raise your hand right away. A volunteer will come and help you. Don't try to open it yourself. Just a volunteer will come help you. They'll tell you when to start. They'll record your delay. You'll be just fine. No stress on that. We'll take care of you. As you finish, if you don't feel or see a volunteer near you to record your time, just raise your hand, try to get someone's attention. We've got 1 million volunteers here, so I think they're going to do a great job, but just in case, make sure you have someone nearby to record your time. Once you're done, hands off the puzzle. That way we know you're done. And if you are missing a piece, make sure that the volunteer knows. You will have up to 10 seconds to find your piece. If you don't find it, your time will stop after 10 seconds. If you have multiple pieces missing, your penalty will only be 10 seconds. It's no longer 10 seconds per piece. It's 10 seconds. Unless you don't do the whole puzzle at all, then you're disqualified. Don't do that. Also, if you're missing a piece, there is the handy-dandy Shanley shim next to William over there. There will be little pieces of paper on the ground when they spot a missing piece, so do keep an eye out for those in case that's where your missing piece is at. You may notice on your results that there may be a PAA on your results. It will stand for penalty already applied, so if you're missing a piece, that indicates they've already added that 10 seconds in. If you run out of time after the hour and a half, we will get your pieces counted so we know piece-wise who puzzled the fastest. So volunteers will come by to help you count your unassembled pieces. Anything assembled counts. So even clusters of 2, it used to be clusters of 3, now it's clusters of 2. Any cluster will count. Only unassembled pieces will not count. So I think that's everything. So without further ado, we're going to get started. Is everyone ready? Now let's find out if we're ready. All right, we are going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, puzzle!
All right, here we go, everybody. We can see the puzzle. I just pulled it out of the bag and showed it to E.B., and we're going to get her reaction. All of you are seeing it now for the first time, too. It's hilarious because a little bit ago I saw in the chat somebody said cherry blossoms, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
So what do you think, E.B.?
I have definitely seen some predictions in Puzzlers' Instagram stories. We're going to see cherry blossoms this year, and right out the gate.
Right out of the gate. And then we're kind of messing with people because if I pulled this out, I would know immediately, don't even bother with the edge. The edge is going to be what you'd probably do last.
Right.
Because that edge is going to be really tough with just it being constant cherry blossoms. So yeah, we're going to have to see people maybe changing their strategy a bit. What would you do, E.B., on this one?
I agree with you, Val. I would definitely not do the edge first. Maybe sort it out, though. So we are seeing some puzzlers who are sorting edge, and that might not be a bad strategy because it just kind of eliminates some of the pieces from what you start with and gives you less to organize and go through.
Yep, you can see this person there right away. She's like got that edge pulled and off to the side. She's just like flipping the rest of it and gonna get going. But yeah, I do think that's, like you said, good idea. Gets those pieces out of the way. I've heard people say it's like about 86 pieces out of a 500 piece. Ravensburger are edge pieces. So right there, you're eliminating about a fifth of the puzzle image, that you need to worry about. What are you going to do next? Because now you're going to have the sky. We got some trees. We got a building.
Right.
I think
a lot of people will start with the building. It's distinguishable in a relatively small area. And I bet a lot of puzzlers will then go into the sky.
Yeah. That's kind of what I predict too. That or maybe they kind of do that line of the fountain, and then you've got the water.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think the building is going to be the good first approach because that looks small enough.
Right.
If you just do the outline of the building, then filling it in is a pretty small amount of pieces that you're dealing with.
The shadowy part of the fountain, which is pretty small, I think that color might pop on the pieces too.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's going to be really fun to see how people approach this, because it could be one of the things that I think could be interesting is you're going to have the edge towards the end, but then you've also got a pretty big block of just dark tree. And it's like, oh boy,
Yeah.
that could be a good 20, 30 pieces that all kind of look very similar.
Right.
So I could see people filling in that at the end as well.
Yeah. There's one tree that's smaller and lighter colored. That should be pretty easy and straightforward. There's a hedge with pink flowers and a line. That actually might be something pretty easy, like probably one row of pieces. But the upper left corner has a large, darker foliage tree that
foliage. There's people out there that are like, foliage and flowers, great. But then there's other people that like that.
I mean, all of the F's of puzzling.
Fur, flowers,
fish,
foliage. Yeah. I think it's going to be fun to see how people react to all these puzzles, because as Allie mentioned earlier, these are all unreleased, so nobody in this room has done this puzzle before. It's a totally new image. As one of the organizers, I know this is one that came together from kind of stock imagery that we worked on. It wasn't like, we hired an artist for this one. So this one is not maybe going to be as super common to get either. So I know a lot of people who are here this weekend and excited to get the puzzles too, or if they're just here for AwesomeCon. I did get an announcement right before this that people are going to be limited to buying one puzzle per person from Ravensburger, because they anticipate super high demand and they only have so many on hand. So
right. I mean, it has the US Jigsaw Nationals on it. It's a keepsake puzzle.
Yeah, hopefully, right? Yeah. Maybe you'll not see a lot of these at the swap. Who knows? But depending on how it goes for people, maybe you will.
Yeah.
They'll be like, I don't want to do that again, maybe. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all goes. We have some really amazing puzzlers in this round. So E.B, do you want to give us kind of a roundup of like, who do you have your eye on? Because the bench is deep these days in the U.S. Like when we have, 3 rounds of individual puzzlers with 200 people in each round, you can count on there's probably a good 30, 40, 50 puzzlers in here that are really, really good. And only 66 of them are going to advance to the final, which happens on Sunday morning. So yeah, who are you watching?
All right, so probably at the top of my list is our current national champion, Alice Rowe. She's placed at table 1. And right next to Alice, we have Kathy and Jean Reuter. They are twins whose team came in first at 2024 Worlds, and who as a pair together placed 5th at Worlds this past year. And actually I think they're definitely ones to watch, because they like larger sections of color. They landscape puzzles are, I would say, more up their alley than the average American puzzler.
Okay, so they might have a bit of an edge here then. Yeah, I think you're right. They do well and they like the landscape kind of things. It's funny because when we were picking puzzles, we have a few people on the board who love the landscapes, and then a few of us, myself included, who are not super crazy about them. So when we were looking at choices, it was always funny how the landscape people were on every landscape option that came up. They were like, yes, yes, yes. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out.
It's very interesting that you talk about picking the puzzles, Val, because as we look at the puzzle, I'm sure that all the competitors in the second and third round are also looking at the puzzle and speculating about the puzzles they might get.
Yeah, right.
Now, at Now, at Nationals last year, the 3 solo preliminary puzzles had a theme to them. They were food themed.
I know what you're getting at. Yes.
Yeah.
Is there a theme this year?
I'm wondering if there's a theme this
the word. We keep that under a tight lid.
Well,
I'm not going to give anything away.
There's a theme, and I bet a bunch of the puzzlers who are watching and looking at this puzzle are also sensing a theme.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, no, there's, this is just really, I mean, it's just really fun to see this big of a space. So a few things for those of you who have never maybe watched one of these live streams before. This is a new deal for us. We have a room with 100 tables and 200 competitors at once. We're used to a smaller space. We've usually only had 50 tables, so half the size. So it is going to be a hard thing for like cameras to keep up, volunteers to keep up. We've got, I think, 22 volunteers on the floor to just make sure we're capturing all the finishes. But yeah, as you can see when you're looking at the stream, there's just rows of puzzlers intently focused right now. And yeah, I think it's impressive to think that only 66 of them are going to move on, considering how many people that we have 600 competing just in the individual division this weekend. So people are talking a little bit about the divider, and we do have to comment on that. We were so excited last night because literally Zach from Zacco Puzzle Boards, he started concepting stuff a while ago with Becca, and then it was like this came out as like, I think this is a good solution. And this was like 2 days ago.
Wow.
And he was like, I'll make them all. I'll bring them. And we were like, what? Seriously? And he showed up last night with all of them. And they were running around putting them on the tables last night. So they're a wood piece. And they kind of like are designed to fit the table. But then they have these little rubber grippy things on the sides. So that kind of keeps them really tight.
Nice.
But then you can also replace the little rubber grippy if you need to. So it'll be interesting to see how they work. If they keep people's pieces separated better, because that was something we ran into last time, is people's pieces getting all mixed together. So we're hoping this separates it better and we don't have any of those instances where somebody's getting done and then their puzzle partner at the table next to them or right next to them has got a bunch of their pieces. Have you ever had that happen, E.B.?
Well, no, but I've had my husband knock like a handful of pieces
Oh,
off
really?
and not realize until the end.
And then you're like, where are they all?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we do have some other changes this year. We changed the rule about the completed pieces. So if they don't finish the puzzle in the hour and a half, they'll count the remaining pieces, and we're going to count anything that's 2 pieces or more completed versus, 3, which has been the past like world's rule. We also changed the 10-second penalty. So it's a 10-second penalty total. That's if you have 2 pieces missing, 3 pieces missing. It's a total of 10 seconds versus 10 per piece. So
yeah,
changing it up a little.
About the connected piece rule change, wondering if it's related to difficult puzzles in our future this year.
There was no calculation on that. I think it was more. Okay.
Marguerite Burns on screen.
Sorry, we got cut off briefly there with technical issues. But yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, the piece rule. No, I think we just decided it seemed more fair. It wasn't a calculation. Don't read too much into it. We were pretty much just like, let's just make it like if you have any pieces together, it counts towards the final. And the 10-second rule, it was a similar thing. We were just like, let's just like not penalize people for 20, 30 seconds because a lot of times if it's pieces that are connected, it could be a manufacturing error. So, or it could be that pieces did get mixed in with somebody else. So we were trying to minimize some of those impacts in that change.
Yep. So you're seeing the puzzle on screen right now.
Yeah.
Yep,
It's a
we
little-
see someone who sorted out the
Yep.
pinks but isn't
Yep.
working on the pinks.
Yep. It's also interesting because looking at that, it looks harder than I thought.
Yeah, some puzzlers waiting for their next round.
I definitely think that looking at that, when you just see all the puzzles laid out, sometimes it's really different when you're looking at the pieces versus the box and the image. So that just kind of looked like a big mess of things that looks kind of similar. So yeah, I will be interested to see some of the top puzzlers and how their progress is, because I suspect it's maybe a little bit slow going.
Yes. Yeah. Me too. Oh. I would say Kathy looks like she's cruising though.
Is she?
And, like really keeping up her fast hand movements. Jean too.
Yep. It's a little hard for us to see Alice from where we're sitting 'cause she's got
Right.
the box up, but that's probably good. It's right in her line of sight. She knows, she's got it set up well for how she's working. I do think that for some folks who are used to always doing that edge first, this could really throw them off. And they're probably cursing her name a little bit right now because they're like, great, you've totally thrown me off. I don't know what to do now when I can't start with the frame. I know it screws me up. I like to be able to do the frame and just have a reference kind of where things are going to lie. So it does complicate things a little bit. But that is one of the things we try to do. We want to make it a little, it's a national championship event, right? We want to make it a little challenging.
Yes. I do think we probably will have a number of people who don't finish this puzzle.
You think?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it making you nervous? When's your round? You're doing individual, pair, and team, correct?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
doing all three. So
Okay.
I'm in the third individual round today,
Mhm.
and then the pairs round right after that. So the first
Okay.
pairs round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. Okay. 2 in a row for you.
Yeah.
But that's kind of nice. You get
I
a
think
chunk
you
all
give us
together.
a dinner break. It
Okay.
looks like there was
Yeah.
like an hour-long
Yeah,
break. in
there is a
between.
little longer break. Are you going to check out other convention stuff, or are you just going to be in here the whole time?
I will be completely focused on puzzles
Really?
the entire time. Oh, yeah.
We have a lot of people who are like, I don't know why you're having it at Awesome Con, because I'm not going to go do any of that other stuff. I'm just going to be in the puzzle room, and we are kind of all day, every day. So, but I want to go see other stuff. I want to go to like the exhibitor hall and go shopping, and we'll see. Maybe I should just have you come in and do a bunch of the streams, and then I'll just go to a bunch of celebrity panels.
Yeah, we did just
Sounds
see
good. Let's do that. No.
I did see a kid dressed up like Mario just walk past. So, yeah. Oh, and now we've got Daphne from Scooby-Doo walking past.
Oh, yeah, you guys,
I
this
think
is exciting.
We've got some cosplayers.
Yeah, you do. That's awesome. I don't see any cosplayers in the room.
No.
Nobody's puzzling in costume.
No, but one thing that's I think really cute how it ended up. You see the two green hats next to each
Oh,
other.
yeah.
So that's Beatrice Endler and Emma Williamson, and they both have lucky green hats that they wear to their big competitions.
Oh, there we're getting to see
Ooh, yeah.
Jean Reuter.
Yep, and Abby Patno.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're on screen right now, and you're right. We can see Jean's made good progress on the sky, and it looks like the building, kind of what we discussed, what would be maybe first. I can't tell with Abby because her box is kind of there, so I can't really see how much progress she's made. Looks like she's still, she's gotten some stuff going for
looks
sure.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
She started with the fountain, it looks
And
like.
she did that dark spot, which you talked about, because that is a nice little block of,
Yep.
maybe 20 or so
Yeah.
pieces that you could just grab those out really quick and do that. And that's nice, clean lines. So that would be an easy place to start.
Fun fact about Abby.
Oh, yes.
She competed, her first competition was 2022 Nationals. She's
Okay.
from San Diego.
Oh.
And she was 16 years old, so just meeting
Wow,
the age cutoff.
okay.
So now she's a sophomore in college.
Uh-huh.
This is her third year
Oh,
competing.
wow. Third year competing. That is something we're seeing as young people coming up who
Yeah.
are really killing it and putting all of us old people to shame. And I count myself in the old person division. I do want to give a shout out because E.B, you're kind of known for being a puzzle sleuth because you do the Peace Talks podcast with Rob Shields, and you're always like, okay, I've talked to that person and I know their origin story. So yeah, what other fun things would you want to share? I mean, I know it's kind of hard because we don't always have them on screen here, and we're kind of jumping around from folk to folk, but yeah.
Something I thought was cool is that we have 2 sets of twins competing in this round.
We
so
do.
I'm sure you know one of them.
Yes, Jean and Kathy, obviously.
Do you know the other?
No, who's the other one?
The Streitz sisters.
Oh.
Jessica and Rebecca.
Okay.
And they're pretty speedy, so we should see them on camera at some point. Yeah, they are fraternal twins. One is left-handed and one is right-handed.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Have they ever tried to do a puzzle together with like one hand behind their back and they're like, they've got the psychic link and they're like doing the...
That would be pretty cool. They could just squish up next to
squish
each other.
together and do the whole puzzle. That's really cool. I love that. So how do you find this information? I have to ask because do you hire a private detective?
Them.
Okay.
I've been messaging, asking for fun facts because I just love learning.
No, that's awesome. I wish I had time, but that's why you're here. You're here to give us the fun facts, which I love.
Yeah,
so,
you have so many more puzzlers you have to find out about.
Oh my gosh, I know.
And just keeping track of names.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell everybody where they can find you on Instagram.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
It's at Puzzle Free or Die.
Okay, great. Yeah, make sure you follow her on Instagram. She's always posting about puzzle stuff, of course.
Talking about Rob Shields.
Yes.
He's in this round.
Oh, is he?
I don't think we've seen him
we
on
seen
camera
him?
yet.
Oh, good luck to Rob. I know it's funny because I have him slated to be a guest co-host on the individual final. And I was like, but what if you make it? And he was just like, yeah, that's not happening. But who knows, Rob? This could be your day. You could make it. You've got your 1 in 66 potentially. So good luck to Rob, despite the fact I want him to not qualify so he can do the live stream with me. Okay, in a second, we're going to cut to a commercial, and then we have a special guest that's going to join us, and we're very excited. All right, we have a very special guest with us. We have Thomas Kepler, the president of Ravensburger North America, that's joining us. And we're so excited you're here, Thomas.
I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It's truly exciting.
Yeah, I mean, you were at the 2022 event back in San Diego, our very first nationals, and here you are, 2025. What do you think? Yeah.
I'm blown away.
Really?
I'm truly blown away. I mean, I just took a video before we got started here and sent that to my wife saying, like, you know, I can't believe, like, I kind of kept texting her videos, like, when we were in San Diego. I said, I can't believe how much this has grown.
Right.
Blown far above and beyond my expectations.
Well, you're a huge part of that, Thomas, because
thank
without
you.
all of Ravensburger's support, and you have been such a big cheerleader and supporter of our efforts, I mean, without all of that, this wouldn't be possible. Like, we literally wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for Ravensburger.
Well,
And
thank
so
you, and
we're-
we
yeah,
wouldn't be
we're
here
so
without
grateful.
you guys. So
Well, it's
very
yeah.
mutual undertaking.
Yeah, it's so cool, and we're just so excited. And I love that you guys just have so many cool, fun things planned this weekend. One of the things I wanted to ask you about is like this kind of stuff. Do you go to this kind of stuff often, or is this kind of unusual for you to go to these things?
You mean me personally?
Yeah.
Well, I actually wanted to kind of go to the last, event. I couldn't because I was traveling for business meetings overseas. So, like, unfortunately, I couldn't make it to the last one. I kind of tried to go to as many as I possibly can. You know, I spend a lot of my time traveling, talking to retailers, talking to business partners. This is truly the part that drives our business. Events like that, I love engaging with puzzle enthusiasts and our fans. This is what gets me out of bed in the morning. So, like, this is the exciting part.
Yeah. Well, and you're like a superstar here. If people, I feel like some people know who you are, and they're like, "That's the guy. Like, he's the president." Yeah, you're like a celebrity because we're all just like in love with
Nice to hear.
Ravensburger puzzles. Well, and you have a super long history with Ravensburger. So, can you tell us a
I
little
do.
bit about your background and how you've come to this position that you're in now?
Well, with that long history, I'm going to try and put that into a nutshell. So, I went to college. Like, I'm a true local, so I was born in Ravensburg, where the company is located. Used to go to college in the area there, and Ravensburger was one of the only companies that kind of would offer jobs in the winter break, because that is kind of the time when they built inventory out. So that was the only company that would offer longer term jobs, like during the winter break, rather than, actually summer break jobs. You could get those too. I have to admit I was pretty lazy as a college student, or I should say, like, I preferred the summer breaks to kind of be off. So, like, I started working winter jobs in the factory. So, like, that gave me a first-hand and inside view as to, like, how puzzles are being made. Not just puzzles, but also games. And then decided, like, because I love the product, love the company, I decided.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Decided to kind of apply for an internship while I was there. Did an internship, very grateful still to this day. Ended up in the market research department, and long story short, like, ended up having a job coming out of college in market research, moved on to international sales when we still had a distribution business here in North America, in the US and in Canada, and worked on Spain, Portugal, South America, the US, and Canada. And when Ravensburger decided to kind of build their own business out over here, the short and sweet story is I was pretty much the only person in the company that knew anything about this market here. And then senior leadership asked me whether I would be willing to kind of move here, which my wife and I looked at each other and said, like, that's an awesome opportunity. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Nobody knows when you get into that type of thing that you might get stuck in a positive way. So, like, 27 years later, we're still here.
That's amazing. So you start out in the factory as a high school student, and now
Pretty
here
much,
you are, the
yeah.
president of Ravensburger North America. Well, I have to ask, because you said you love puzzles, and that was a part of it. Do you do any speed puzzling, or is this something where you're like, no, thank you?
I'm not good at speed puzzling.
Okay.
Like, that's not kind of typically speaking what I do. I kind of try and beat my wife when we puzzle, and I fail at that with frequency.
Would you say you have typical European puzzle preferences, or have you adopted the American puzzle preferences for?
No, I have adapted. Like, if there is any American puzzle preferences, I'm not so sure. The longer I've been at this business, whether there is such a thing as specific European taste or North American taste for puzzle images. Like, as far as fine art is concerned, in some cases you do have that. But truly, I believe puzzle enthusiasts love immersive storytelling in puzzles. They love really good art. My wife and I love art. So we just look for images that speak to us, like most puzzle enthusiasts will, right?
Yeah.
Because you look at an image when you're puzzling for quite a while. So in our case, a lot longer than the people that are speed puzzling here.
Exactly. Yep. I know. Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know if you're allowed to have favorites, but do you have a favorite Ravensburger artist?
I do. Dean McAdam is one of my favorites.
Oh, Dean McAdam is
Dean McAdam is
shout out
one of
to
my
Dean.
favorites.
Yeah.
And I kind of can give away a little secret. Nathaniel Mortensen, like with some of his imagery, is my wife's favorite.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Well, Nathaniel is here this weekend. I don't know if
Yes.
people know that. He is going to be around. I'm sure it'll be all over. Everybody's going to be speculating. Oh, wait,
Yeah,
Nathaniel's
I'm speculating
here. What
now.
does that mean?
I'm just finding out and starting to speculate now.
He's going to be here this weekend. He doesn't have an official signing time, but if anybody knows Nathaniel, he is the nicest guy on the planet, so I'm
Yes, he
sure
is.
he'll be available to help out if we happen to have one of his puzzles. I'm not confirming or denying. I'm just saying.
I mean, he
maybe.
doesn't live that far away. I
Right.
think he's
He
from
could
like
just
North
be here for
Carolina
fun.
or Virginia. He could just be here for fun.
He's probably just here for fun. So I was wondering if you said, you're kind of amazed at like how big this is. But I mean, do you go to like because I know you guys do tons of events, right? And you're doing board game stuff, but is the puzzles where your heart is, or what's the relationship there as far as with board games versus puzzles, or?
This is kind of like asking
Am
me,
I putting
like,
you on a
what's the
spot?
favorite,
Sorry.
what's the favorite baby, or what's the favorite child?
It wasn't
I don't
on
have
my
any favorite
list of
childs.
questions, yeah.
I manage all the brands that we have in our portfolio. I love every single one of them, like from Brio to Gravitrax to games and puzzles.
Yeah,
I have to admit, though, because we built this business over here in the U.S. initially, like mostly on the puzzle side. My heart still kind of, still beats for puzzles quite a bit. So, like, I'm not gonna beat around the bush there.
Yeah. I did want to ask you a little bit about the manufacturing. I know Caron Puzzles, a lot of you on the stream are probably familiar with Caron because she has a YouTube channel and she's very popular. She got to go visit your factory. I'm so jealous. She was just there in Germany, last summer or last fall.
And
Got
good thing
to
is
see
she
it.
didn't have to work there while she was working.
Yeah. She was working. She was gathering content. But I was so fascinated by it. And just, can you talk about that process? I think what blew me away is the scale of it. Like, how many puzzles are you guys putting out? Or how much do you have, like, how many can you do in a day approximately, like at your factory? It seems like the scale of everything is just enormous.
Well, I have to do the math in my head. I think we kind of ship about, and that number might be off somewhat, like we ship about 10 million easy a year, if not more.
Wow.
So do the math, that's a lot every
Yeah.
day. And it's a very seasonal business, right? So like still is, not as seasonal as some of the others that we have. It is quite massive in scale.
Yeah.
There is, since the first days when I started, there has been a lot of technology that was implemented. So there's machinery now that kind of, makes puzzles faster. There's a lot of automation in the process where back in the day when I started, you kind of had to put certain things into the machinery by hand, like it was kind of somewhat slow compared to these days and cumbersome. But it is an interesting process, like how puzzles are being made.
Oh, I was fascinated. I've always loved those factory videos where you get to see like the machinery go and
Yeah.
all of that. So it was very, very cool to get kind of a behind the scenes look at what that looks like. I couldn't believe the storage facility. I was just like, oh my God, that looks amazing. It's like stories high and it's just incredible.
And fully automated.
Yeah, so cool.
Completely automated.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Did you have-
Talking about Caron. Caron is calling you out in the chat, Val.
What? She is?
She thought what you said was suspicious.
Well, like I said, I'm not confirming or denying anything, but I am starting to see. So you're starting to see people getting a little close there. You
There's-
can see
Yes.
Jean there, who's got a lot of it done. It looks like, is she just doing the edge?
there's
That's all that's
Jean.
left on that?
Oh yeah, look at how fast she's going on that edge
Yeah.
too. It's not quite the edge yet. It's the beginning of the pink pieces.
Yep.
There, we're switching to Kathy.
Oh, she's got some sky left,
yeah,
a little
some
of the
sky
tree.
left.
Yep.
And I wonder if we'll get to see Alice. Nope.
Yeah, I wonder. We haven't seen Alice for a little bit. I did want to ask, what did you think of this image and what we've done to the puzzlers with making the edge really hard?
Well, really hard and then not, because like puzzles need detail, right? So like it's very colorful and a very different color than the rest of the puzzle image.
That's true. It's easy
but
to
a
sort
lot,
that out.
but a lot of the same. So it's easy to sort out. I think for starting out, this shouldn't be all that difficult. There's a lot of detail in the edge, which I think should be helpful. I love the image. I mean, we've always made it a point to kind of, wherever the U.S. Nationals happen, to have a local image and some local flavor attached to
A
the puzzle.
local image, or would it be like 3 local images? That's what we want to know.
I was going to say, this is so top secret. I don't even know if Thomas knows what all the images are.
Oh, looks like we're getting to see Alice now.
Oh, yeah, there's
current
Alice.
national champion,
Yeah.
working on that green corner that we talked about.
Yeah, we talked about that. That green tree was probably going to be the last bit they do before putting that edge in at the end. So that's interesting.
Yep.
We kind of called it. We called it, E.B. We got that right.
Yeah, this is Emma Williamson in the brighter green hat, Beatrice Endler in the muted green hat, both speedy puzzlers as well.
Yep, you can tell we've put a lot of the speedy people towards the front of the live stream kind of area so that they're easy to get to for the cameras and we can see a little bit from our table. I'm noticing a lot of headphones nearby us, which makes sense. A lot of them don't want to be able to hear us talking. And they don't want to be distracted by an interview with Thomas, like in the middle of, their puzzling. I think that's a smart idea. I think if I was doing it nowadays, I would wear headphones. I never used to, but I can see where it would really help you stay in the zone.
Yeah.
Well, maybe what we could do for the future is give people a bonus if they listen to the interview instead of a penalty. They get a bonus.
Yeah, we haven't tried to figure out what they're doing. I am curious of what people are listening to a lot. I know Andrea said in an interview on Rob's podcast that she was listening to the same song one time, just like on repeat, which I was like, oh, I don't know if I could do that. But she is only puzzling for maybe a half hour or so it's probably not a big big problem for her.
All right, so it looks like we're seeing 3 on screen at once. We've got Jessa Douglas and Grayson Shannon. I see Irina in the green shirt. That's Irina Shevchenko. Fun fact about her, her last name in Ukrainian means fast.
I heard that on your podcast, so that's very cool.
Oh, and another fun fact about Irina is that she grew up playing the Nancy Drew computer games that the Reuter sisters worked on.
Yes, that's so
awesome.
cool. We have a lot of people with very interesting careers in this room, because when you start to talk to people, you find out like there's a lot of people with like, really technical expertise, doctorates, university jobs, like researchers. There can be just the whole gamut of jobs and careers in this room.
All right.
Yeah, it's taking a little while. So we're about 35. You can see the timer there on your screen. We're 35 minutes into it. No finishers yet. I think, do people have predictions? Are people in the chat saying what they think their first finish time is going to be? I'm thinking right around 40. Maybe we'll start to see a finish. I mean, if a person goes online and starts looking up results nowadays, Thomas, that's the other thing that's changed since you were here the last time, is I feel like people were right around in that 45, 50-minute range, and things have really gone upwards in terms of the speed. Like, the amount of competition has just pushed people further and further to where we're getting times like in the low 30s now in competition.
Yes, absolutely. Well, this is like sports, right? Like, people run marathons a lot faster than they did 10 years ago. So maybe this could turn into an Olympic sport at some point in time. I think that would be awesome.
If you can help us out there, Tomas, like give us a, give us a hand, because we would love that. I feel like you might have better connections than we would with the Olympic Committee. But yes, it is something we would love to see. I know Australia is actually trying to get something happening because they're hosting a Summer Olympics, I think in 2030 or 2028 or something like that. So they've talked about trying to get it in there. So we'll see. I'm sure you would be contacted.
And I will be all for it.
Really? Okay, good. Because, I do think Ravensburger, you guys have gotten quite a name for yourself in being like an official competition puzzle I mean, and from my perspective, that's just a reflection of really the high quality of your guys' puzzles and the popularity of your puzzles.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've also been, fun fact here is like, I mean, a lot of us look at speed puzzling, through the lens of what the US National Jigsaw Association and the Wills Association have been doing. Now, when I started, like, this is kind of a fun story for the audience here. When I started in international sales, like one of the first meetings that I had, I think I started in the spring, and then in the summertime, there was a speed puzzling competition in Canada.
Oh.
And the two women that won, fairly young, the prize-winning part of the whole speed puzzle competition, it was a national US jigsaw competition, won a factory tour of the factory in Ravensburger and dinner with Thomas.
Oh, no way.
So the fun part was, like, I do not speak any French.
Okay.
They only spoke French.
Oh, no.
So we were able to kind of, for the factory tour, we had, like, somebody that translated. That was all easy. But when we went out and had dinner together, it was just the three of us.
Oh, man.
And the three of us, like, were trying to kind of talk with our hand and feet. Like, it was an interesting dinner conversation, like when you're not speaking each other's language.
Yeah.
So that was my first exposure, if you want to call it
Wow.
that, to kind of speed puzzling. And now you're talking, that was like about 30 years ago, almost 30 years ago.
Wow, cool.
So, this is not an entirely new thing. For a while, it kind of completely stopped. Like, nobody, I think, was doing anything. I mean, we've always been doing events in local stores and encouraging our retailers to do kind of events. But on this level, we haven't done anything up until after the pandemic.
Yeah.
Talking about speed puzzlers who've been competing for decades.
Yeah.
In this round, we have Andrew Bradburn,
Yeah.
a veteran of the 1980s Ohio-based Jigsaw Puzzle Championships.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few people actually here this weekend who used to do those championships in the 80s, and they've
Right.
kind of formed a cohort where they hang out a lot, and we've all gotten to know them a little bit. But yeah, no, I do think, like you said, the pandemic really pushed things forward as well, because it started the whole virtual community, really gave that a
Yes.
boost, because suddenly you had virtual competitions, a lot more Facebook groups and swap groups starting, and that kind of grew the community. And then I think it's just been kind of a natural evolution from that to, like, have our organization come along and get all these members and start doing events. But like I said, I mean, you guys have been huge supporters in making this stuff happen. I mean, as a small volunteer-run organization, we couldn't do something like this if it wasn't without a Lacey and a Robin and the folks that work for you, like, helping to make all of that happen.
Right, and we couldn't, frankly speaking, we couldn't do that without you. I remember, like, we had been, even pre-pandemic, we had been discussing kind of, how we could elevate the whole speed puzzling idea. Then the pandemic happened, and physical events for a while kind of weren't possible, right? And then we had hired Robin, and one of the first things that Robin and I discussed was basically like, can we do like a puzzle con or something like that? Refreshing an idea that we had developed before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And we had a very, my task for Robin was very ambitious. And so at some point in time, Robin got back to me and said, like, I don't think we can do this ourselves. But, this is how things sometimes happen, right? Like, you guys had
it's
started,
magic.
and Robin got into contact with you. And so, like, rest is history.
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh.
okay. We're getting
Yeah,
some
we are
murmurs
getting
in the
close.
crowd. I was just
Yeah.
going to say, we got to pay
Yeah.
attention. Looks like we're getting close.
We're seeing Jessa
Very
and
close.
Grayson on screen now. The cameras had clustered up front, I would say, about 10 minutes ago. And then people started slowing down as they got to
Yeah,
the
yep.
end game.
Yeah, no,
but
that
now they're
edge is-
back,
yeah.
right? We're past your 40-minute guess. And yeah, people are slowing down.
I think the edge is going to still be a little tough because, you're just looking at shape mostly, because I think distinguishing those cherry blossom pieces is going to be tough. But what's interesting is, and this is new this year as well, and thanks to you guys, we have a giant screen in the space showing what's happening in real time. We've got a lot of spectators.
right.
There are
Yeah.
60,000 people coming to AwesomeCon this weekend. We're right at the main entrance, and so we are packed in here with spectators, and they can watch the screen and see what's happening at these front tables. And so you're starting to hear murmurs when people
And
get close. It's
I
going to get
think
loud.
that's Abby Patno
Okay.
on screen now,
Okay.
table 4.
Yep.
still a lot of pink to go.
Yeah, I got a lot of pink
Yeah.
to go, but we've got
We had
definitely.
seen Alice switch off that green tree. Look, we could see that.
Yeah,
like,
and that's a
pole.
bigger chunk of
Yeah.
green tree than I anticipated, honestly. I
Yeah.
think that's a good sized chunk of green tree that is going to be tough for everybody to
But
finish.
Being able to switch off of something, it
That
looks
is
like
good.
Alice is making good progress with the pink edge now. So
Yep.
hopefully that gives, well, I'm not
Gives the
rooting for
mojo.
anyone, but
Yeah, no.
it could.
No, it helps with your momentum.
Yeah,
if you're
yeah,
like
to
stuck
switch
in
off
that
and go
green,
back.
and then now you can work on
Right.
the edge for a little bit and get your momentum back, then
Right.
yeah, that'll help people.
And isn't it always fascinating to see like the different ways of like how people get into this? Like some do it by the edges, some kind of start from the inside out.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting pretty close. I think like it's
Yeah.
almost, we could kind of estimate how much longer it's going to take for the
Yeah,
first ones to
but
finish.
I did not anticipate that this would be so challenging that it would be
Yeah,
close to
maybe
50 minutes.
maybe
It's-
48.
Yeah, maybe 48-ish. Yeah, because that green tree,
Mm.
they're
Yeah.
going to have to be employing some shape sorting, I think. Did you ever do shape sorting, Thomas? or no?
Yeah, I'm not very good at shape sorting.
Me neither. I'm incredibly slow at it, which is why I never want to do it.
Yeah.
And then I'm always like waiting and too late to do the shape sort because I don't want to do it. But yeah, once you get to a point with like a big chunk of tree like that, and they're all looking pretty similar, you're going to need to maybe shape sort.
Yeah, so we're seeing Jean Reuter and Abby Patno. I think those arms might be, it's Kelly Burr.
Okay.
Kelly from California, originally
Okay.
from Kansas. And now I guess all three on screen. Oh, we got a view of Alice now and Kathy.
Yep.
Alice is looking good.
Yeah, this is going to be close when
and
we
look,
do
I
start
think
to get to finishes.
This is Grayson here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, no, we're not seeing Grayson. I
That's
think they
Sammy.
switched to
I
us.
think we're seeing. Is that
No,
Sam-
that's
oh,
Grayson.
Oh, that's Grayson. Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
pretty sure
Grayson's
that's
doing
Grayson.
quite well. Yeah, they're doing
Very
great.
well.
Oh. Grayson's got the tree done.
Got the tree done.
So
Yeah.
that's an advantage there for Grayson.
Yeah.
Shape sorting on the
Oh.
edge is happening.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
so Grayson is a little bit of an urban legend, but they
Oh.
placed third at the Massachusetts State Championship
Okay.
and second at the New England Regional Championship.
Oh wow. Okay, so we could see
yeah.
a new
So
Now-
strong
Yep,
competitor.
yep. And so these folks right
Oh,
now are
look at those hands.
I know, look at
moving
the hands go
fast.
fast. But yeah, these folks are all just competing at this point for a spot in the final round. So there's no prizes
Right,
for
right.
finishing first in this round, but of course, lots of excitement around
Yep.
who does place in the top in this round. I think it's going to be pretty close. I think we have a
Right.
lot of
Yeah.
people who are going to be at a very similar point.
I think opinions are different on like how much pressure people put on themselves.
Yeah.
I'm someone who doesn't really put much pressure on myself for the prelim, and I don't care as much how I place. But I think other people,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's more important to them.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think if you feel like you're confident that you can make it to the final, just try to enjoy the puzzle. But yeah, you're right. I mean, a lot of people, it's different amounts of pressure they put on themselves.
All right, let's see.
Oh, I'm hearing a lot of murmuring.
Yeah.
All right, we're back. Oh yeah, look at Alice.
Oh, we're back
just
at
a
Alice, and
handful of
she's
pieces.
just
yeah.
doing those
I
last
think
ones
Alice
in the
has
tree.
this.
I think you're
Yeah.
right. I
Yeah,
think Alice could
that
have
switching worked. Yep.
Yeah, because she got
then
the
I
edge
think
all
it might
done.
be Grayson. I think it might be because I don't have to whisper it.
Exactly. We're trying to be conscientious
Well,
of the
you
fact
guys
that
said
she's
40.
within
You
her
guys said
distance.
48 minutes. You
Oh,
might
yeah,
just get
no,
it done a
Evie
bit
Oh,
did.
yeah.
later.
There it is. There it is. Alice is the first one to finish. She did that in about 46 minutes. I should probably write that down.
Yep, so that's our 2024 national champion. She also won the puzzle chess championship at last year's nationals.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now we're seeing Abby Patno and Jean Reuter.
Yep. And there's Grayson as well.
Yep.
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 And they're all right in the front here. I mean, so one of the means by which we determine like who goes in the front row is past competition results, whether they have a JPA
Yep.
rating. So we look at those things to kind of figure out who we think is going to maybe be really finishing the fastest. But there's sometimes people who surprise us.
Like
was
Alice
one
did
of those.
last year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
Alice was one of
actually,
those last year.
can I tell you my predictions
Oh,
for people
okay.
who might be
Yes,
surprises
yes, tell
who
us your
they don't have a JPAR.
Okay.
So they're in the back half of the room.
Okay.
Be Jane Stein and Kim Knob.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on those folks. Okay.
Jane Stein from Maryland,
Okay.
Kim Knob from Nebraska.
So how do you know this then? Are they doing
They've-
speedpuzzling.com or
just a
something?
little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
just a little bit. Jane is local.
Oh, is that Jean or Kathy that we're
Oh,
seeing? I
yeah,
can see hands
fast
going.
hands.
Oh, I think it's Kathy. Kathy that we're seeing right now in the
Or-
red.
Oh yeah.
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 Oh man, her hands are really flying. I
Yes.
feel like I'm they
I'm
look in
always
fast motion,
amazed.
right?
Oh.
Yep.
And now I think we switched to Jean.
Oh, you're right. We have.
And
Well,
back to Grayson,
yep.
I think.
Yep, that's Grayson we're seeing right now.
Yep. Yep. So the fastest puzzlers are mostly doing it the way we predicted.
Yep. But that
Yep.
was interesting that
and
Alice
here's
had the
this.
green left and she got that edge.
Yep.
Oh wow, I'm like nervous for them honestly, but I mean, they're all gonna make
can
it,
feel the
right?
pressure, right?
All of
Yeah.
these people in the front
Look.
are gonna move on. I don't
It's
know
like
why I'm
we're all
nervous.
watching with bated breath.
And you can, we were seeing Grayson kind of move a piece around,
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
for where it would fit in. Oh, now we see Sammy Brownlow and
Oh,
Allie
yep.
Arundel.
And they're top ranked puzzlers. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. That's Beatrice and the stripes. We can't see the green hat, so I wasn't sure.
I know it's a little hard for us to tell sometimes who folks are because the screen's a little far away from us. Is that
we
Jessa?
see mostly the puzzle.
Jessa's on
Yep.
there now.
Yep.
Yep.
Jessa and Grayson are at the
Yep.
same table.
Yep. That's okay. I do want to ask you, E.B., because you do a lot of this. And what's it like when you're with somebody right next to you? Do you pay any attention to what they're doing, or are you pretty in the zone, not looking at their progress?
Half and half, I guess.
Yeah.
A little bit. You're
Does it
watching
push
out
you
the corner.
at all? Do you think you go faster if you see them going really good?
I think it depends what headspace you're in, right?
Okay,
Like
right, yeah,
it can be
that's
a
true.
good thing or a bad thing.
Or it could be humiliating.
Yeah, I think if you're already in your own head,
right.
it makes it tough.
Yeah. I know I would be, yeah. It's tough if you're not ranked and then you have no idea. You could be next to somebody who's really fast or not, Yep.
Oh yeah, that's a good point about yeah. Looks okay. Maybe
Oh,
all
man.
three.
So Alice is going to have a very
Oh, yeah.
solid lead
She does.
over anybody finishing. At this point, it's going to be about a 5-minute lead she had
Yeah.
on anybody.
Mm.
So that's impressive.
Yeah, we haven't seen Alice competing too much, I would say, since Worlds. So
Yeah.
she's been
Well,
a little
you know,
under
she's
the
been 6 years
radar.
training.
She's
Yeah.
busy. She's like a basketball player.
Right,
She's
right.
got,
Yeah.
she's got a life.
College applications.
Like me.
Yep.
Yeah, we're just puzzles all day
Yeah.
long, right, Thomas? Like that's our life.
Yep.
But yeah, some other people have other hobbies. It's crazy. I don't understand it honestly, but it's fine. People can like other things.
All right.
Now
so
they've, like,
looks
navigated
like
away from
Grayson-
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Grayson might be number 2.
Maybe. I
Yeah.
think you're right. Pretty small amount of pieces left there. So there we're seeing Abby and Jean. Little tell
yeah,
for you guys,
yeah.
trying to tell the Reuter sisters apart. Jean has bangs.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy does not.
Yeah. They kind of sound similar. Jean Bangs.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That's what I
Jean
say in my
bangs.
head.
Yep.
Emma Williamson there.
Mm-hmm.
With Beatrice Endler behind
Mm-hmm.
her. Emma is from Massachusetts. She is a senior in college right now.
I was going to mention, so a lot of people are probably like, okay, we're seeing mostly the 4 front runners at this point, but we will try to do our best to get to finishes like as they start to come in. But a background?
wait,
What?
no, Grayson.
I think it was Grayson.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was Grayson.
Okay. Oh, yes.
I think it was Grayson.
Yeah, you're right.
I think you're. I thought for a
But the
minute too
cheering
because
came from the back.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's because they're all
confusing.
back there. Yeah.
All
But
right.
Yeah, you're right. That was great.
Yes.
Congratulations to Grayson. That's
Yes.
exciting. First nationals.
Yes,
Yeah.
First Nationals. Oh. Wow, I can just like feel
That
the thrill,
excitement,
right?
right? Well, I mean, you look down the row and you see Jean and Kathy and Jessa and, you know, all these people that like have placed in the top, you know, in past events.
Who is it?
Oh.
Who is it? Oh, was it Jessa then?
Was it Jessa?
It looks like it was Jessa.
It is
Yeah,
Jessa.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay,
I guess puzzling next to Grayson worked well for
yeah,
Jessa.
I guess. That's exciting. So we got our top three.
And yeah. And now we're on Kathy.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
going to let Allie announce the winners here of the top three.
Keep puzzling, everyone. We just wanted to announce the first through third place winners. In third place, we have Jessa Douglas. Second place, Grayson Shannon. First place, Alice Rowe. Great job, puzzlers. Keep on going.
Right. Yeah, I think so. One of the things I was going to mention is that we would try to get a lot of finishes, but there might not be a lot of finishes.
Also, reminder
Oh,
to
that's a
please
good
be
point.
sure
We're
to
like
keep
an
those
hour
golf
into it, and
voices
we've
going
only
with
got
the
3
nice, quiet,
finishers, so we
soothing
might have a
sounds.
lot of people counting pieces at the end. But we will see. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. But we, like I said, we'll do our absolute best to show as many people finishing as we can on the stream.
Yeah, so we see Beatrice Endler into that final pink stage.
If anybody wants to bring people over for interviews, let us know. Oh, yeah. See, we've got a lot of people doing that edge right.
Right.
Yep.
That just are ending with that. I'm wondering if at like the hour mark we're gonna see like 15 people finish or something. Like it could happen like that, where just all of
Yeah.
a sudden it's like a ton of people.
Yeah. I think you're right.
It's gonna keep the volunteers on their toes here for a little bit.
Yeah. So we're seeing Sammy Brownlow working on that tree.
And a very fast puzzler.
Yep.
Her hands go really fast.
Yeah.
I'm always amazed. Oh, wow. I can't believe Jean and Kathy are still in it. Haven't finished yet. It's kind of crazy.
I think the edge, they're going to complain about the edge later.
Yes. We're gonna hear it. We're gonna get we're gonna get an earful, I think.
All right. We got Melinda Owens.
Somebody said in the chat, I need to call a general contractor because my adrenaline is through the roof. Puzzling goes so
All
hard.
the Apple Watches that go up at like high heart rates.
Yeah, right? I don't wear one of those. I don't want to know.
Oh. Looks like Kathy might be the next.
Yeah.
Although, who's that?
I know, I can't tell who. Is that Jean?
Probably.
I think it might be.
Yeah, so Jean and Kathy finished, I think, 7th and 8th in last year's Nationals, the finals, right after each other, within a
Ooh.
minute of each other.
Kathy is looking pretty
Yeah.
close. She's got
Yeah.
only like a handful. But yeah, that edge is not super easy.
And they agree that currently Kathy is faster, but they trade off.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Oh,
What,
Don
somebody else?
Rasmussen.
Oh.
Yes, and
Oh,
I saw Justin in the chat. Don's husband, Justin, is always in the chat. So hi, Justin. Don came in 4th.
So
Woo,
we
Dawn.
didn't. I don't know if we saw Dawn
No,
like finish.
no,
She just snuck
no.
in there.
She was. We can see her from the table.
Yeah.
She was looking good.
Yeah. Yeah, nice
Oh,
work, Dawn.
and Kathy just
Oh, just
finished.
fini-
Oh,
she's
looking for a piece. Oh, so this
Oh, no.
first rule might come in. A new rule.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter
Can't
if it's
find
only
it.
one.
Yeah.
All right.
So Kathy
Oh,
finished.
Yeah.
Now Jean's going to be
Jean.
right
Yep,
behind
right
her.
behind her.
Oh, couple left.
Yes. Yeah, and we're already at 57.
I know, that's crazy. Made a hard puzzle.
I guess
Yeah.
we did.
All right, Jean.
And we'll try to bring over a couple of the winners here too to visit with in a little bit. But we like to give them a little breathing room so that they can just decompress for a moment, and then they'll come over when they're ready. Because I am dying to ask them about the puzzle and what they thought of it.
Yep.
Whether they breathed a sigh of relief when they saw it or were like, oh no.
And what Washington, D.C. landmarks will be coming up next, if any?
We'll see. Just gonna make a face.
Well, you can make a face because the puzzlers are on screen right now.
You can't see me on screen.
Oh, we got Kelly Burr on screen. Yeah. Kelly says that the in-person competitions make her really nervous.
Oh,
but
really?
That she's been bringing puzzles to the ice rink to puzzle in
Oh.
public while
To
her
the ice
daughter
rink?
skates.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to practice for
With
that.
cold though, your hands would be cold. That would be rough.
Allie Arundel there.
But you know, it's like puzzling at the ice rink is like, you know, when you're training for running, like, you know, up in thin air, like
Oh,
somewhere
right.
at higher elevations, right? Like, you know, you kind of
Yeah.
master that challenge,
Yeah,
then you're
yeah.
going to be really fast when your
Right?
hands are warm.
Exactly. Give yourself that little
Yep.
extra, like,
Yep.
work harder at it. Yep. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the weirdest place that I've done puzzling. And actually, I bring puzzles on the plane a lot because I got a board from Zach that like fits in my carry-on. And I'll usually buy like a smaller, like those little puzzle moments that
Yep.
Ravensburger does are perfect. And I'll sit and puzzle on the plane, and I always get comments
The
of
puzzle
people.
that fits onto the
Yeah,
tray,
just like
right
onto
in front
this
of
little
you.
tray,
Yeah.
and I'll get comments every time of people being like, "Oh, that's a weird idea. I never thought of bringing a puzzle on the plane."
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, it's good.
I think
Relax.
we had just gotten to see one of my picks, Kim
Oh,
Knob from Nebraska, at
really?
table 156
Oh
there.
wow, so way in the back. and
Yeah,
got
they
in.
they switched off her, but
Okay, okay,
yeah.
but you saw a finish.
No.
Oh, she was close.
yeah, they're back to.
Oh, okay.
I think this is Kim Knob
Okay,
from Nebraska.
yeah,
One
okay.
to watch.
So close. Yeah, you can see that
unranked
it's just
with
edge, really.
JPAR though. Yeah.
Yep. Well, that is something after participating in this event, if they're a USA JPA member, which they would be because you had to be to get
Right.
in basically, they'll earn a JPA rating after this, a ranking and a rating.
And we're back to Beatrice Endler from Portland, Oregon. Fast hands on that edge, picking up with the adrenaline of the final push.
So bring me back in if you
Yeah, I definitely will. Well, Tomas is going to take off for a little bit here. We're going to interview one of the winners, but thank you so much for
Thank
hanging
you.
out with
Thanks.
us.
This was
we'll
fun.
see you again
Yeah.
this weekend.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
awesome.
been great.
Thank you.
Finished by Abby Patno from California.
So we've got
They want you to scoot over there.
We've got Alice over here, and yeah, sorry. Interview her. Sorry. We have a mic issue over there, so we're switching the mics. Okay. And you did what you wanted to tell us. Are you cool with being interviewed? I didn't know if you wanted to. Are you good? You're good? Yeah, yeah. We're not supposed to ask her about college at all. All right.
Congratulations, Alice.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Congratulations. We're so excited for you. So, what did you think? Yeah, how are you feeling? What,
It was hard, like
Yeah.
seeing it and being like, oh, I'm gonna have to do the edge last. I'm a very edge first type of person.
Oh,
So
ouch. Yeah.
but it was tough at the end.
Yeah, you still pulled it through though. Like, I mean, but you did do the edge. Well, actually, were you doing the tree last?
Yeah,
You
I
did
was
the
going
tree last
between the two because I would
Okay.
get stuck and then I would try the other thing and I'd get stuck and then go back to the first thing.
Yeah, well, that's smart. We were talking about that. EB actually said that. She was
Yeah.
like, it looks like she's
Good
switching.
move.
Yeah.
Very good move. Yeah, so were you surprised? I mean, how are you feeling? Because I know it's a lot of pressure coming into these things. So,
Yeah, a little nervous.
yeah.
Like always,
a little
but
nervous, yeah.
yeah, I was sort of expecting it might be DC themed, like
Okay.
something along those lines. And like the middle was super fun.
Oh, was it?
yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear part of it was fun.
Like it's a beautiful puzzle.
Oh, good. I mean, 46 minutes is, a good time for this puzzle because I think it is a bit tougher, right?
Yeah.
It's not a super easy one. Was like the green area bigger than you thought? Because I was kind of surprised that how much of the pieces were that dark green.
I thought there would be a little like more of a difference between all of them, but I couldn't see anything. So I
really?
was basically
Just
trying
shape
by
that
shape,
point. Yeah. So with the edge, was it the same thing? Just total shape?
yeah.
Yeah.
I would go around with my piece all the way and see where it fit.
So you said were you kind of expecting some DC landmark? Were you also thinking cherry blossoms? Because that came up a lot in the thing, and people were like, "I bet there's going to be cherry blossoms."
Someone yesterday was like, I wonder if it's going to be cherry blossoms because we are in like the cherry blossom festival. So
Exactly. Well, yeah, EB, what do you want to ask? I can't think of anything.
I guess which competition are you most excited about? So I
Yeah,
know
well,
you've
that's a good
mentioned being
question.
nervous, but what one are you most excited about? Solo, pairs, or teams?
I think both pairs and teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are your pair partners and your team partners?
My pair is Hannah Scott.
Okay.
And then she's also on my team with Kelly Burr and then Jessa.
Oh,
So,
exciting.
yeah.
That's like a heavy hitting team there.
We're
That's-
excited.
Yeah,
We
that's
practiced
awesome.
last night and we just
Did
had
you?
so much fun.
Oh, good. Oh, that's awesome. Well, so yeah, do you have any predictions like about other puzzles, or what are you kind of thinking is going to go down this weekend?
I have no idea.
Will you be mad if the other rounds don't get like a landscape DC puzzle?
No.
You're cool with it. You're cool with it.
I think it's, yeah.
I saw a lot of people doing like, and EB called it too, this little square on the fountain, like people did first. Or did you do the building first?
Yeah, I did the
Capitol?
building and
Okay.
then I moved on to that exact like darker square on the fountain and then tried to like build off of that.
How about the sky? Was it hard or was it not too bad?
It was okay.
Okay. Because it's a lot of just, the same color blue. It's not really a gradient.
Yeah, there
It's
was a
just
lot
kind
of like
messy
little
clouds.
details. So there'd be like a
Okay.
little bit of tree on it, so you would know where it
Oh,
went.
okay.
And then the pieces that were just sky were pretty minimal.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Well, that's fun. Like, I'm glad you're getting, so it's a whole new team basically for
Yeah.
you this time. So you've never competed together?
No,
Wow, that's cool. How did it come together?
just asking around. Oh,
Really?
Who's looking for a team? Who's looking for a pair?
Wait a second. Alice Rowe is having to ask people? Like, you're not getting recruited left and right with
I-
like,
I love Becca, but she can't compete.
I know,
That's
it's
so sad.
such a bummer. I know, it's got to be hard. I think, yeah, Becca and Heather are new board members, so this is the first time they can't compete. And I think, but at the same time, they love doing it and just
Yeah.
being able to watch. And I saw Becca run over and give you a hug right away, so she was right there for you when you
Yeah.
won. But yeah, no, this is fun. So I did want to ask if you're going to do other AwesomeCon stuff, or if you're just going to hang out in the puzzle area.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't really watch a ton of like movies,
Okay.
so I'm not like, oh, I want to go see that person or that person.
Yeah.
But I'll probably wander around and see what I find.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a crazy busy weekend. I know you
Yeah.
just did the 24-hour marathon. I
That
was
was
there
super
in
fun, yeah.
California, and you guys were awesome.
Thank you.
You guys were so speedy. It was really fun to watch. But yeah, what did you think of that experience?
I was a little sleep deprived.
Yeah.
I had a sleep schedule. Might not have followed the sleep schedule, but
Yeah.
no, it's fun. My team was amazing. I don't know. Everyone's just amazing. And so when you're not puzzling, you're talking to like other people. It was a great experience.
Oh, cool. Well, we're so happy that you stopped by and said hello. Everybody's rooting for you, and you did great. And I mean, no matter how you do, you're an awesome, fun puzzler to watch, and we love
Thank
talking to
you.
you. And I just hope you have a wonderful weekend. Just
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Congrats.
Yeah,
Thanks.
congrats. You can send Grace a number.
as we're switching here, I wanted to give a shout out to Chelsea Widmeyer's wife, Tiffany. They are both new moms, and baby Taylor was born 12 days ago. Chelsea's competing today, so just big congrats to the family.
I have a new interview subject, so just so you know.
That's Andrew Bradburn, veteran competitor from back in the 80s.
Oh, very cool. Andrew finished. That's awesome.
How quiet
Good
do I have
job.
to be if
Oh,
we're quiet
yeah,
for
no,
this?
you're good. Yeah,
Okay.
you're good. So we have
Okay.
another guest with us. So welcome, Grayson, to the commentary
you.
booth. Yes, first time. In
Congratulations.
The commentary booth.
Thank
Yes,
you.
congrats. How are you feeling? Like, what's happening?
I'm still shaking. I mostly stopped shaking.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Yeah?
I'm feeling really good. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm gonna be way more anxious in the final,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
I mean, second place, your first time at nationals, second place in a division qualifier with the Reuter sisters, and
Yeah.
all of these like really fast puzzlers. Did you come in expecting to do well, or were you sort of
I
like,
ex-
I'll be glad if I qualify?
I expected to do pretty well because they put me in the front row.
Yeah.
Well, because I did states and I did regionals and I did pretty well at
Yeah,
those.
yep,
So I was like, okay, I think
Yeah.
I wasn't worried about qualifying,
Okay.
but the final's gonna stress me out.
Yeah. What about when you saw the puzzle? What was your thought then?
I love sky. The edge of the fountain was killer. The border, I was like, oh, that's gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah.
I'm not usually an edge pieces first kind of person.
Oh, you're not. Okay.
I really don't like doing the edge first because it makes it
Okay.
hard to work around.
Okay.
Like if I have the border and I'm
yeah.
putting stuff in,
Okay.
it's a lot easier to move pieces around
Sure.
if I don't have that. So I usually kind of pick something that's sort of in the middle and kind of work out from there. Or like pick something in a corner and kind of go from there.
Okay. So this
I
really
started with
went
the
to your
building.
strengths then, really.
Yeah, this one did.
Yeah.
Like, with the exception of the edge, but I think
Yeah.
that got everyone
Yeah,
to some
yeah.
extent. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing because we were talking about that, how that could really throw people off if they like to do the edge first.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that like holding you back at all,
No.
then it's like no
No,
problem.
I am generally very, very against doing the edge first. 'Cause
Okay.
I've seen people do it where they sort of leave the sides separate and they sort of leave one at the top edge, one at the side, one at the side, one at the bottom. That's okay. But generally I don't like doing the edge
So
first.
that's a rule for you. Just
Not-
like
not
don't get
hard.
in the way, edge.
Not a hard rule, but
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't like.
Did you sort it or like put it to the side? All the pinks or?
Yeah, I mean, I end up usually sorting a lot. I usually don't sort out the edge separate. This, I kind of had to. Usually I'll sort it into whatever, whichever, if there's a bunch of grass that's also edge and a bunch of sky that's also edge, I'll put sky and sky.
Okay.
Sky and sky and grass
Yeah.
and grass. But like,
Yep.
no, I went in, sorted everything.
Okay.
Sorted just about everything.
Really? Okay. So
Was-
pretty
yeah.
detailed sort. Okay.
It just makes it easier down the line.
How long do you think you spend at the beginning of a puzzle sorting, like after the flip?
I was getting stressed because I saw my neighbor was
Jessa.
was starting assembling things. I was like, I'm not done flipping and sorting. I'm because I'll flip and sort at the same time.
Okay.
Yep.
And so I was like, oh shoot, she started putting pieces together. I'm
Yep.
gonna be behind.
Yeah.
But I caught up. So.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, you
obviously. Yeah,
did.
you did.
Oh, how
You
far
guys
behind?
are
She wasn't far
close.
behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just like a little over. Yeah, not
Less
even
than
a
a
minute.
minute.
Yeah, less than a minute. You're right. It was pretty
No,
close.
the edge was
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
But-
Did you feel like that helped to have somebody next to you that was kind of neck and neck? Were you paying attention, or were you trying not to?
I was trying my best not to,
Yeah.
and I was trying my best to not look at cameras because I was like, I can't do that. I'm gonna stress myself out.
Yeah.
I kind of kept tabs on her occasionally, but not really.
Yeah, that is a different experience for you here because when you're at states and like regional events, there's probably not like 10 cameras circling your
No.
table.
No, there's like one person with a timer. You're like,
Yeah.
okay. And you go, oh, the person with the timer is over here.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Okay, that
But
tells
then you get
something.
like cameras, and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you
This-
did
this is
great.
new to me.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you did great. You got through that, so that's awesome. But yeah, I mean, what are you excited about this weekend? Because are you doing pairs and teams as
I'm
well?
not.
Oh, you're
I-
not.
I have a friend who I was going to do who I was thinking about doing pairs with, but was busy this weekend.
Okay.
if anyone needs a teammate or if anyone needs a pair,
Hey, everybody. We're going to get the news out on that because I do think there are team spots
Yeah,
left. So
Grayson's
there are
looking
times
for a
if anyone's looking
team.
for a pair.
Yeah.
I have a sibling who's a spectator,
Okay.
who I might drag in for pairs if there's an extra spot.
Well, I think you
They-
should
they
try
have
to do
been-
it.
they
Yeah,
have been
I mean,
warned.
they're so fun to do those team
Yeah, they
events
are.
and
They're
stuff.
good.
If you haven't done that before,
Yeah.
here it's always a blast. And you're doing 2 1,000s. It's
Yeah. No, I haven't
Yeah.
done because I don't. I've only been like speed puzzling for a little while,
I was
and
gonna
I've not
say,
done a
how
lot of
long-
events.
yeah,
So I don't know a lot of folks.
yeah.
So I can't be like, hey, do you want to come to
Yeah,
a pairs
yeah.
with me?
Yeah.
Um,
You'll find them. Now they're
Yeah,
gonna find you
they'll-
now.
they'll find
You're
me.
gonna be like famous now.
Dude, Becca, I think it was, came up to me and she was like, "Oh, I wanted to meet you," and I was like, "Oh no."
Wait, I haven't gotten to say that yet. I wanted to meet you.
I also wanted, because she talked about you on the Peace Talks podcast, and I remember being like, okay,
Urban
that's somebody-
Legends.
that's somebody
Urban,
to
you
look
have,
for.
yeah.
Yep, you were in a
You might be this
category.
year's Urban Legends.
Yeah, of like
How does
people
that-
we haven't seen at nationals before who come here and kind of surprise us
That's
with
what-
like some skills.
That's kind of what I did at States and
Really?
regionals
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing jigsaw puzzles forever. I had timed them occasionally and was like, oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But I was at home for the summer because
Yeah.
I'm in college, but I
Yeah.
wasn't. I was home for the summer.
Yeah.
Grayson, someone saying in the chat, want to join Are You My Dad team?
I have been called the dad of my friend group, so sure.
You're gonna be
If this-
famous now. I'm telling
If this
you,
person
Grayson.
is here,
Come find you.
I'll be in the lobby probably. I don't know. Come find me. I'd be
That's
happy to join a
fantastic.
pair or a team
Yeah,
if anyone's
yeah.
looking for someone and
That's
there's
so
and there's
cool.
space that opens
You
up.
should definitely do that. Yeah, that'd be amazing. But yeah, I mean, I think we love it when we get to meet new puzzlers. I can't believe you haven't been speed puzzling that long and you did this well.
Actually, I think I would say I really started like August
Okay.
because I'd been home I was home in the summer and my
Yeah,
mom was
yeah.
like, hey, there's the local library is having an event, and I was like, how did I not know this?
Yeah, yeah.
Because usually I kind of keep tabs on their stuff, and Tiffany was there.
No way.
Yeah.
So Tiffany's an entry point.
Her team got first.
Yeah,
Easy.
yeah.
And I and got chatting with them afterwards, and she was like, I mean, States is in a month. You should. Oh, it must have been July then.
Okay.
States is in a month.
Yeah.
We'll see you there.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. And a friend of mine was like, are you still going? And I was like, oh, I haven't signed up. And he goes, you want to do pairs?
Yeah. Oh,
So
cool.
I did pairs. I did solo at the States, and then got chatting with some lovely people there, and we jumped into a team.
Nice. Yeah.
And then regionals, I only did solo because time crunch.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it was
you're
good.
in now. If you know Tiffany, I mean,
Yes.
Tiffany she's a player.
Yeah,
Like everybody
I
knows
didn't-
Tiffany.
see, I didn't realize
Uh-huh.
when I first met. I was like, oh, so she does this, and then I went to like the stage, and she was in the front of the room. And she
Yeah.
was like, I was like, oh goodness, okay, you know what you're doing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, you're in the community now, Grayson.
Yep.
Everybody's gonna know who you are, so get ready. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Maybe we will see you again this weekend. Good
All
luck.
right.
Yeah, have fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah. Oh, this is so exciting. And we've been missing some of the action here.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've been talking to winners, which is very exciting. That was lovely. I mean, Alice and Grayson.
Yes.
Young puzzlers just coming in and doing amazing.
Oh, yeah. So it looks like the
Yeah.
website is a little backlogged, up to 108, 16th place right now. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Lots of
that's-
people finishing. And we've only got 14 minutes left at this point. So,
Yeah.
like we predicted.
And now we're going to have a lot of people maybe not finishing.
Although, we are seeing
Yeah.
some spots clear out.
Yeah, some rows
Yeah.
towards the front are kind of cleared out. But yeah, we've got a
Most
lot
are
of
still
puzzlers still
puzzling.
going. I should mention, so if you're watching and you want to see results as they come in, we have our head judge and technical assistant person, Heather Mueller, one of the board members. She's going into the worldjigsawpuzzle.org website. If you go to the results tab and you look for 2025 USA Jigsaw Nationals, You can see results as they come in from the competitors as they finish, and just keep refreshing that page, and she'll just keep adding those results. And that's where all the results for the whole weekend will be on that page. So, yeah, there's another finish we just had in the back. And we want to welcome another guest. We have Jessa Douglas joining us. And we're going to see you later because Jessa's going to be joining me as a co-host on the live stream tonight for pairs. But yeah, tell us how you're feeling. Third spot.
I can't believe that. That is craziness. That was a hard puzzle. And there was moments where I just couldn't put a piece in for a long, it felt like eternity, but it wasn't. But I was like, oh, I'm surely losing right now, like getting way behind. But yeah, when I realized I was third, I'm still processing. I'm like, I can't believe it.
Really?
It's exciting. Really.
I mean, you're pretty good, Jessa. Like, we saw you here last year for some, good finishes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I just never know what my mind is going to do, like if I'm going to get in my head. But I had music this time. I didn't last time. And so I was hearing everything around me last time. And this time I was just in the zone listening to my cinematic music. And
That was going to be my next question. What are you listening to?
yeah, it's like motivational cinematic, like bum, 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 like war music. Like, it was
Nice.
amazing. Like, gets to my soul.
So you're listening to like the Apocalypse Now soundtrack
Pretty
or
much,
something.
yeah. It worked. It helped.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. I love hearing what people listen to. What do you listen to, E.B.?
Kati from Germany has got me listening to hardstyle lately.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I think
that's
she
awesome.
even has some Spotify playlists
Yeah,
out
she
there.
does. She shares the playlist with me.
Yeah, so
and
go check that out on
just
Spotify.
went from there.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, Kati Reiner, she's a world famous like speed puzzler, and she's got some cool playlists of like hardcore music to listen to.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, so
It's called hardstyle, but it's really like upbeat, like electro music.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah.
so nothing too sinister.
No, I was like hardstyle.
I'm like what
is
Jess
it?
is listening to, like the Empire Strikes Back theme with like the
Star
Darth
Wars.
Vader march, kind of Imperial
Dun,
march.
dun,
dun,
dun.
dun, dun. Yeah, that's what Jess is listening to.
I'm like
everybody.
putting a piece
She's in her
on each
villain
one.
era.
It's like actually, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's called motivational music. So it actually like starts out quiet and then it lifts and gets like really, really
Look at-
powerful.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
and that's when my soul feels it. And I'm like, okay.
Nice. Yeah. Full body chill music kind of thing. What are
Kati's in the chat.
Oh,
Hi,
she
Kati.
is. Hi, Kati.
Fun.
Well, yeah. So, did it throw you off at all that you probably couldn't do the edge at all at the
Immediately,
beginning?
and I'm working on looking at the box more. I grew up looking at the box was cheating.
Same.
So it actually didn't dawn on me that the outside was all cherry blossoms until after I had pulled all the edges and I looked at it and I was like, oh, not today. Like those will wait. And I was like, it's all pink. I'm not doing that right now.
Yep.
Yeah, but doing the middle wasn't so bad. I definitely had to edge or shape sort the trees. Because it was all dark for me.
Well, and Grayson said even the fountain bit was kind of hard.
It was. I started with the water actually, and I tried to do this, and I had like multiple pieces of it that I couldn't connect until I had done that part. Yeah.
So did the building go together first, maybe too?
Yes, kind of sporadically. It was
Okay.
more like I'm looking for sky pieces, and there's part of the building, and put in a piece at a time. I wasn't like grabbing it all at once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think with these times, it's kind of shocking. I didn't know how to gauge this one of whether it was a really hard puzzle or not, but I would say this is in a medium category. It's not easy.
Not
really.
at all. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Medium hard, maybe.
Medium hard. Yeah.
Hard.
Maybe medium hard for a speed puzzling contest.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
that hard for if you're just at home,
No.
True.
watching Netflix while you're puzzling or something. Yeah.
True.
So did you have any guesses coming in as to what stuff was going to be? Were you like, oh, of course,
No.
it's Washington, D.C. and
We
cherry
did,
blossoms?
I did speculate that there was going to be some scenic monument stuff, but no, I had no idea what my puzzle could
Okay.
be, or even the next two. I'm like, yeah, we'll
Any
see.
predictions for the rest of the weekend or no?
I'm just excited for the art.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love all of the illustrators.
Nope, it's all landscape, everybody. No artists. We have no artists. They're just here for fun. Yeah.
Just say hi.
The signing thing, it's for different puzzles. It's not for this. Like, just pay no attention.
Exactly.
It's going to be nothing but landscapes for the entire weekend. Get ready, everybody.
Good job.
I'm joking. I'm being satirical. It's not. It's not true. What about like you were here? You were at last nationals. What do you think of this? Where it's like twice the size and crazy big.
Yeah, I actually didn't even look around much before I started because I was so like, this is huge. This feels like a different event.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's amazing to
Yeah.
see this many people.
it is, right? What was the puzzle divider like? The Zacco divider.
Wonderful.
Did it work?
I do think Grayson had a piece that got stuck under it for
Oh, no.
temporarily.
Okay.
But they figured it out. So,
Okay, good.
but I definitely think it helped.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Because I mean, it's a prototype at this point.
Yeah.
Zacco made, I think,
Zach's
exactly
amazing.
100 of them, so that we'd have them for the weekend.
Yeah. Oh,
And then
and
I
they're
think
sturdy.
we're gonna. Yeah, they are
Yeah.
sturdy and they don't really
Yeah.
move too much. That was intentional.
Yep.
So yeah. But they're a little bit of a gap so that the tag board can move under it and it's
Yes.
not like stuck in place.
Yes.
But yeah.
great.
Okay. Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
So we'll have to do like a focus group to find out like tips for
Yes.
developing the prototype further.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm so glad you're here this
Thank
weekend. I can't wait to
you.
co-host
Thank
with
you.
you
I know,
later.
I'm excited for tonight.
Yep, we'll let
Yes.
you go and run
Thank
around, but
you.
thanks for
Okay.
stopping by.
Gonna go get some water.
Okay.
Thank you.
so much.
Congratulations. All right, we've got Josh Nelson from Minnesota on screen now.
Yeah, I mean, those folks are making good progress, but I don't know if they're going to make it. I mean, they've only got about 6.5 minutes to go. And I feel like it takes that long just to do the edge if you're just doing the edge. So, yeah, I think that we're going to be counting a lot of pieces here, which makes me nervous as an organizer because we have another round 45
Oh,
minutes after
yeah.
this one gets over. We're going to have a very quick room reset and getting,
Yeah.
just to get all
To
those
get all the
pieces
placement,
counted.
right?
Yep, to
Yeah.
get all the placement. That's how we do it. We count anything 2 pieces or more that's assembled, and then any remaining pieces we count, and then that determines their final ranking.
Yeah, I wonder if there'll even be 66 finishers.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
It's hard to know because
Yeah, it
when
could
it's showing
literally.
up on my
oh,
phone is pretty
so
far
there's
behind.
Josh
Yep.
Nelson.
Yep.
So he's doing good. He's gonna make it. He's gonna make it in there. But you're
Oh,
right.
let's
We could
see.
end up with like a lot of folks who are getting into the final without even having finished.
Karen
just based on that
Gregory was
piece
just
count.
on screen in the green. I'm not sure who these hands are. Looks like someone who's going to finish, though.
Table.
No, we can't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Back to Josh Nelson.
So right now on the worldjigsawpuzzle.org site, we've only got 21 people logged. That's quite a while ago. She must be putting in results right now because that was at about 1 hour and 11 minutes, so a little while ago. Oh,
Yep.
some people.
Josh finished.
Oh, is he looking for? Nope.
You
gives a
puzzling
thumbs up. Nothing
puzzlers,
too-
you have
nothing too
5
crazy.
minutes left. So puzzle as fast as you can. Keep on going.
Yeah, it's hard for us to see who folks are if we can't see the table number. Oh, there's another finish.
Is that Chelsea? Can't tell.
Can't tell either.
I think it might be Chelsea, the new mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I feel like you know way more puzzlers than I do for 1EB, so I'm so glad you're here and you just recognize all these folks because I see them on a
don't know.
video camera or I see them on screen. But I don't know as many people because I'm always behind a desk.
Yeah. Let's see. So Ashlyn Koga on screen now for the finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to get exciting here, and it's nerve-wracking for these competitors because when they can, tell if they can see the timer and they're like, oh no, I got like 3 minutes to go, and they're, sitting there with a pile of pieces, like you really want to finish if you can. So there's going to be a lot of scrambling at the end to just be like, I got to get these last pieces in and be done. But yeah, I think you're right. I think to get to 66 to move on, we're going to have to be counting some pieces.
Yep.
Yeah, I got somebody there is going to finish.
So I feel like you might be letting your guard down, Val, and ready
Why?
to
Why?
share some
No,
spoilers
not
for the
me.
next round.
Not me.
No hints?
No hints. I'm so paranoid that I'm going to blow it and say the wrong thing on the stream and suddenly give away major information. So I'm going to try not to say too much more about that. You can try your best. I mean, this has been so fun. I'm so glad you were able to join this
thank
time.
you.
That's
Thank you
not
for
an
asking
outro,
me.
but I mean, yeah.
I've really had fun too, and I'm so impressed by everything you do, Val,
Aw,
because
thanks.
like all the screens and the monitors and the names and lists and
I mean, that's
it's
why I
hard to
have
keep
you
track
here
of.
to provide the expertise, because I'm too busy paying attention to what's happening with the crew and everything else. But yeah, they're doing a great job. I mean, I should say this is a crew that has never done a puzzle competition before. That's not
Yeah.
unusual. We go to a market and they're like, yeah, shockingly, we've never live streamed one of these before. So it's new for all of them too. And I suspect that after
Yeah.
these first few divisions, we're going to get better and better at it because they're going to get it down.
I think I feel like we've even seen them improve like from the beginning.
Oh, yeah, for
they're
sure.
Getting
Yep, they're
finishes,
getting it figured out.
they're switching.
Yep. Being in DC and talking to the crew a lot yesterday as we were getting set up, I mean, they're used to like political events and it's a lot more static, you know?
Yeah.
So this is a little bit different for all of us.
Gotta tell them to like pull back so we can see more faces.
Yeah, yep. No, that's a
Because
good
everyone
point.
wants to see their,
Yeah,
their
that's
family
true.
members and friends, and
Yep.
you're like, oh, is that person's
Yeah,
hands
right.
or shirt?
That's true. That's a good point. Oh, somebody
Oh,
finished.
big
Somebody
clap
has
in
a
the corner.
somebody has a rooting section over there in the corner. Somebody just finished.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, got a big update on the website. We're up to 116 now,
Ooh,
which was
okay.
35 people. So
Oh,
actually,
okay. We're getting close.
seems like we might get 66. Yeah.
Oh boy, we're getting down there. Okay, we should say thank you to everybody for joining us because we are getting almost to the 1 hour 30 mark. So yes, thank you so much, EB, for coming and being part of this, and good luck this
absolutely
weekend.
My pleasure. Thank you so much
Yes,
for having me.
yeah, and thanks so much to everybody who's listening. We're going to go to Allie in a few moments for the final countdown, but I do want to, of course, give Ravensburger a shout out. They've been amazing. We've got Misty and Faith who are working the floor with me, William, our head judge, Heather, Becca, Allie, all of them working hard.
All right, we've got
And
5,
so, yeah, thanks so
4,
much.
3, 2, 1, hands up! Great job,
We'll see you at the next round
puzzlers.
at
Great
1:15
job,
Eastern for the
everyone.
individual preliminary 2. We hope you can join us.
Great
We'll
job,
see you all.
everyone. We've got a
Yep,
quick
we'll see you all at
turnaround
the
to
next round.
competition.
And thanks so much
what
for
we're gonna
joining
ask
us.
you to do is help
we're
make
still
piles
on, yeah.
of 10 of your unassembled pieces. Anything that's not in a cluster of 2 or more,
Okay, we can cut
make a
now.
pile of 10 for
Oh,
all of
we
those
already
to help our
said our
judges
goodbyes,
count
so you
them
could
as
actually go
quickly
offline.
as possible.